Hello, everybody. Hello, subscribers, UK subscribers. And I apologise profusely for my warm up, literally, for this episode of Concordia Consularis, the spiritual and business agency of peace. You may have had a preview of how I fanny around before I do a serious broadcast. I'm checking the energies and staving off a hot flash at the same time. It's quite a miracle, really. Though, let us continue, despite not actually knowing where my mic is. So I do apologise for all degrees of unprofessional production activity. What do you do? So we rectify that immediately. So please bear with me one moment. Hello, everybody. Bit warm today, isn't it? Anyway, we shall continue on. Because look, we are undergoing a massive transformation on the planet right now. All the stories, I'm really happy to see all the previous spiritual courts of equity. It takes a while for it all to come into fruition. So this very day, I'm just going to bring up a document. And I hear this all over the UK. We can't take it anymore. We're being bombarded. We've got problems with immigration. We've got problems with the government, high taxation, and it is literally has driven. The last 5 years has compressed suffering. And so many people are going through it right now. So, in the spirit of transformation, I bring you this revocation to cancel all the rubbish that is being foisted upon you at government level, national level, people level. And this is where you take back your spiritual power and free will. So I know you've had enough. So let's get into it, shall we? And this was based on a revocation by galactic historian many years ago. So look, I add and take away from time to time. But I'm going to share this with you because it really means something. And it will help you break down the false reality that is projected at you, minute by minute, moment by moment, in the dreamtime realms, in all realms. But when you use your voice, your spiritual voice, of your soul, your being, and mean every single word, it has an impact. So let's go. I call to all spiritual contracts that exist within my past, present, and future selves and existences in this dimension and time stream, and all other time streams above and below the earth-centric sine wave of coexistence. At this exact moment, the ever-present co-creating moment, I summon all DNA lineage ancestors to create a proper, unified spiritual court of equity so I may find remedy and resolve with all contracts that have inserted fine print during the pre-birth and birth process, childhood process, and adult process. I revoke and cancel any of the controllers behind governments, and all are just stepping into the spiritual court of equity now. And we've been prepping for this, and it's going down. And this includes demons of old, fallen angels, fallen ones, Nephilims, Belials, any group, faction, or culture, religion, all religions, earth religions, spiritual religions of whatever kind, because we will operate without dogma. And I find it very interesting how the blockages are sent forth. So let's include AI systems into that, because there will be ghosts hanging around the programmers, chief executives, anyone and all who speaks behind the puppet matrix. And these will be really ancient. So look, we're going to go for this. I'm going to start again because I sort of was priming up there for this. So for all, share this moment with me. You'll like it. And I transmit this with every part of my light. I call to all spiritual contracts that exist within my past, present, and future beings, selves and existences in this dimension and time stream and all other time streams, consciousness above and below the earth-centric sine wave of coexistence. At this exact moment, in the ever-present co-creating moment, I summon all DNA, lineage, ancestors, star elders, earth, prime creators, peacemakers, to create a unified, proper spiritual court of equity, so I may find remedy and resolve and peace with myself. I resolve all contracts that have been inserted as fine print at any stage of life, from birth right the way through every stage of life that you will experience, from young to old. I revoke and cancel any of the controllers behind governments who seek to destroy the light in me through the use of domination and control, and use of their laws to affect my spiritual path, keeping me locked into the matrix and lower dimensions without awakening. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts that deal with government personalities, elected and unelected, or non-government organizations, and global control mechanisms, entities, demons, Titan energies, and any other historical system of ideas that roots them. I revoke all spiritual contracts with all family-based or government-based crests or created systems. I revoke all rights, duties, and responsibilities to all government entities and global entities that use my energy or attempt to use my energy as a means of harvesting and domination of the soul. I revoke all spiritual contracts with Great Britain, Commonwealth countries, and New World Order personalities, business entities, spiritual entities, with every establishment, mystery school, political organisation, Prime Minister, Member of Parliament, Cabinet members, House of Lords, Supreme Court judges, Queen's benches or King's benches, solicitor, barrister, magistrate, county councillor, town councillor, the secret Tavistock Institute, HMRC and subsidiary companies, also Bank of Settlements, Bank of International Settlements, Corporation of London, Vatican, C of E, all global business entities, BlackRock, etc., all members of the monarchy, their ascendants or descendants, or hierarchical organisation of governance, seen and unseen. I revoke all spiritual contracts with every branch of government from all of my past, present, and future lives. I do not consent to the rule of the privileged few. I revoke all rights, responsibilities, assumptions, presumptions, and signatures that retain me within the entirety of any or all government organisations, family crests, sacred geometry buildings, monuments, obelisks, memorials, or military bases, star forts, or military industrial complexes, intelligence systems, CIA, GCHQ, MI5, MI6, and Royal Intelligence Gathering Hubs, another covert means of analysis. All spells within documentation such as birth certificates, identity cards, passports and driving licence databases are cancelled and void. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts with a monarchy or corporate maritime run government. I do not consent to any form of corporate maritime government that harvests energy from its people. Pause there, breathe. Thanks, Sammy. I'm just interrupting on my pause, breathe. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts, I've done that bit, with a monarchy and or corporate maritime run government. I do not consent to any form of corporate maritime government or global order that harvests energy from its people. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts with all banking cartel families, World Economic Forum, those that use demonic energies to support domination and control. Really, it's demolition and control. I revoke all rights, assumptions and responsibilities with every member of the Bank of England, Eurozone, IMF, WEF, subsidiaries and all exchange for value systems run by any government or corporate officials. I revoke all spiritual contracts hidden within our government exchange for value system that systematically derides every living soul, awake and not awake. I revoke all spiritual contracts with all government offices that use sacred geometry to retain power or insert fine print in all soul contracts via any and all means. I revoke all rights, privileges, powers, assumed and unassumed, consented and unconsented, with every HM law enforcement branch that uses the Bank of England and Bank of International Settlements to support the system of domination and control at a core level in this universe, seen and unseen, including all beings that feed off the human soul in this awakening. I revoke all spiritual contracts that create consent for the government committees and think tanks that determine the quality of life. I revoke all historical tacit consent and consent given previously by all ancestors in awareness or duplicitous action. I revoke all rights, duties and responsibilities for all government systems that write laws that affect my spiritual contracts without my direct consent from my total DNA lineage ancestors, past, present and future. I revoke all spiritual contracts that enable the government to use time travel as a means of domination and control. I revoke all rights and duties of all time traveler personalities, operations, systems, past, present and future, including those using Greenwich Mean Time and Sun. I demand the immediate return of all government time travel personalities to their right and perfect timeline and all impacts removed from all those affected. I revoke all rights with all technology companies that alter dimensions, manipulate time, or do any harm to sentient life forms coexisting on Earth in all timelines and dimensions. I do not consent to timeline war. I do not consent to mass propaganda and trauma-based control of the mind, spirit, and soul. I do not consent with war-based industrial complexes. I deny you access to my soul and direct knowledge. I do not consent with the use of military to dominate, control any race or blackmail used by leaders recorded as doing wrong. I do not consent to the unsacred way of life that your establishment has tried to implement on earth through the ages from every epoch of human existence. I do not consent to the establishment and their version of what life should be. I do not consent to the destruction of the family unit, state, monarchy-led implementation of suffering. I do not consent to the use of ritual as a means to destroy a sentient being. I do not consent to elite hierarchy of any kind, including those that have paid the government-led individuals and royalty. I do not consent to your rules of reality. I hereby remove all your rules from my reality and any other negative shadow being that attempts to manipulate emotions, personal use of power over all races on earth. I demand a full payment of all energetic investments, of all lineages and all individuals in full for the inhabitants, living and dead, of Great Britain and Commonwealth countries, Ireland, past, present and future, for the immediate return on all historical investments ever in every time stream, galaxy and universe simultaneously exist. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts secretly interwoven into each and every law, past, present and future. I do not consent to the passing of laws that affect soul family migrations, soul family immigration, or systems that prevent me from unifying with my complete and total soul family. I demand the instant return of all my soul family that has been denied the right to coexist with me for all my past, present and future lives. I revoke all rights, rules and laws that define soul family on 3D matrix level, not even there. I return all definitions of soul family status to Earth. I revoke all rights to label soul families with sacred geometry, linguistics that cross dimensions or realities. I revoke all spiritual contracts with all forms of sacred geometry, linguistics, past, present and future. I do not consent to the use of sacred geometry linguistics as a means of energy harvesting. I do not consent to the use of sacred geometry sites, cities, infrastructure, linguistics, or artwork for the purposes of domination and control. I revoke and cancel access to any and all low thought forms, shadow selves, demons and entities. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts that enable the government to dominate and control the people on any timeline or dimension in Earth's realms. I revoke all assumptions, presumptions of power and class. I revoke all the spiritual contracts that define sentient life as cattle or commerce. I do not consent to my life force being used for any other purpose that does not heal Earth Mother and promote unity consciousness amongst all sentient and living kind, coexisting with Earth. I hereby declare that Earth Mother is now in dominion with me for all forms of global government, interpersonal relations, or galactic relations, for all sentient kind existing and coexisting on Earth Mother's realms. I call forth all ancestors, star ancestor lineage, prime creators and planetary being known as Earth, to honour this reading of my free will and enter it into the Earth records for all sentient kind, to know Our freedom comes with the use of free will at all times, in this lifetime and all other lifetimes, in this universe and all other universes, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in all timelines and grids. Yep, part one. So why did I do that? Because we are being so heavily bombarded. It's not even funny. And this is all being absorbed into your body, into your system. And really, it's affecting the Great Awakening as it was designed to do. So, my lovely people, that was the base level of operation for your existence, my existence, for our, let's say, joy. Can you experience joy if you are receiving suppressive energies all around you continually without taking action? It's going to affect you on a medical level because it's affecting your soul. Your soul is projecting this light through the essence of your spirit, this unseen greater part. We cannot go on to ignore this. So, as another step, we're going to see something quite huge here. I'm going to the next level. Felt that, Sam. Thank you. Thank you to all you guys for sticking with me so long. Because it hasn't been an easy road, and I have to reflect regularly what direction this is taking. And I'm just grateful for being, knowing. That's really important because we are being hoodwinked every step on this journey. So, in this higher level spiritual court of equity, bring to the fore in the spiritual core. Here, I'm going to invite the system demons straight there, next level. I want the ancient ones that were brought in via the religious process. I'm bringing into the spiritual court of equity, Araman. Oh, all the constructs that were sent through your light images, all the demons and shadows of your forebears, those that operate directly as puppet masters, the Wizard of Oz crew. And most importantly, in this spiritual court of equity, I'd like to highlight and bring forth the eyes of the wizard games, who will be watching and maneuvering and laughing at your every move. And I'm just ensuring, because like most demons, when the light is set upon them, they freak out, start behaving in a shifty way, trying to scoot off into the distance. Get out of it. But we're not going to allow that to happen. When I say we, I describe every decent soul in this universe, every decent being to come and I invite you on spiritual level to understand. There's a slight detail that I just need to go and get. So please bear with me, lovely people, because you're going to love this. I know it. If you like audio work, this beats the ancient magicians out of the ballpark. Who the hell are you mixing yourself up from a distance in other people's lives? Naughty or stupid? You see, I've taken a lot of breaks this year because there've been a lot of attacks on this level, really trying to take me out. But when you get, we're a woman, you get to a certain age, there's certain things you will tolerate and certain things you won't. And I'm very intolerant of this action because it is negative action. And of course I'll forgive them because I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of carrying that burden. So look, I'm just going to scoot off 30 seconds. Please bear with me, folks. And if anyone's joining live today for the first time, we are a spiritual resolution company and we mean business. We resolve spiritual issues of various kinds. And what I've decided to do here is keep Concordia for the straight up hardcore resolutions on the planet that nobody's really getting involved with. That is for a business transaction of exchanging energies with the system to dissolve the negative aspects and the blockages and control, the domination that your soul has faced over eons of time. See, they came for your ancestors consistently. Now they're trying to come for our young ones also. And that does not sit right with me because we're talking about future generation stuff and I'm invested. I have my biological investments. Sure, do something. So bear with me, folks, because I'm going to do something that's never been done before. Yeah, it took me 2 seconds to get this old document. So let's have a look. If there are any questions or anyone might be confused or anything, do ask. So the first revocation is designed to set the scene of what your soul needs to reject energetically through programming, toxicity from interweb and lies. Thanks for saying cosmic heartbeat. Right, let's get some cosmic hearts beating. Sorry, I've got a really bad sense of humour, I know. But it's all right, you need one. Otherwise, they kill you instantly. Who's they? The energetic puppets behind the system that are literally playing chess with your life. Okay. Now, this will have affected many lineages. And there's a specific process to it. And this is designed for these negative deeds. And thanks, Sam. And oh, Harrison says hello. He's not here today. He's got a lot of responsibilities. Yeah, said like that with reference to that program, kids program back in the day. Okay, so, and here we address our souls. Everybody can do this. Tune into the vibe, manifest it outwards through your heart, your expression, because it includes your past lives. So, I'm just checking before I start that all these demons and eyes, all those wizards that play games, spells, trickery, diversion, tactics that are disgusting, bringing people into your lives, crazy people, just as you're about to make a breakthrough, someone comes along and you're distracted off your path. All of that. It's all a big game of multi-dimensional chess. So let's rectify that once and for all through every system that's connected to Google, the AI, which at the very least recognises that Concordia Consularis is a spiritual and business consulting agency in its most modern form. Well done, AI. Yeah. Okay, so just check in a few more stragglers here that have not or are hiding. Seen and unseen, eyes of the evil eye. Let's have you. Come on. Let's have you. Shadow spirits, jinns, Israeli jinns, Sumerian jinns, Babylonian jinns. Oh, I can sense the discomfort. Let's have Keir Starmer's demons in as well while we're at it. Oh, and definitely Angela Rayner, which sold the UK out to BlackRock. Dealing with him. Strokey, strokey, love ya. Can I have your money now? Ditch. Right. Sell out. All government sellouts. In fact, let's just place the government in there. Okay. All the different division tactics that were planned long before COVID. Okay. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, ritual accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs. Ooh, getting that juicy in that spiritual court of equity. Resets made between us and myself are cancelled and void. All agendas between us are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with you and myself are cancelled and void, because this is how they attempt to use people. Their agenda becomes your agenda, taking you automatically off your spiritual path. I hope that we've included anyone that manipulates everybody's spiritual path. That's going through. I might just go silent from time to time if I've done it right. Great. So where are we? All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void, including self-sabotage. Yes, we do it to ourselves every day. Okay. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void in this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines and grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. Now I'm going to speed things up a little bit here because we need to do this a few times. Please bear with me. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, ritual, accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled and void. Like that, cancelled and void. All agendas between us are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. You think they're yours, but they're coming from an external origin, keying in to the dual aspect of the self that you're trying to heal. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines and grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, ritual, accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled and void. All agendas between us are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines, grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. So I'm just going to bring that piece through because it's coming. But I must continue on. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, ritual accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled or void. All agendas between us are cancelled. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines and grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, ritual, accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled or void. All agendas between us are cancelled or void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled or void. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines and grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. As of this day, I hereby decree all promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, rituals, accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled and void. All agendas between us are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all timelines, time zones, ley lines and grids, all consciousness, collective consciousness. One more time. Now I'm just going to invite you to pause here. Your soul knows exactly what is happening at this moment, the greater part of you. And if you're watching it now, tomorrow, in a month, week, a year, 10 years, this is still going to go through. So we read it for the last time. Pardon me. Ooh. There's a lot happening. It's literally in the spiritual quarterback. Got your hardcore demonic ancestral types. What happens? They burn with the resonance. And then they have to go back from whence they came, escorted. Right. Last time. Give it some welly, folks. Okay. As of this day, I hereby decree. Saying this with a smile on my face. Adios. As of this day, I hereby decree. All promises, vows, decrees, obedience, loyalties, allegiances, contracts, agreements, codes of secrecy, honour, silence, oaths, pacts, rituals, accolades, rewards, awards, amulets, branding, programs, resets made between us and myself are cancelled void. All agendas between us are cancelled and void. All negative agendas with myself are cancelled and void. In this life and all other lives, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, in all timelines. No, we haven't got to that bit. Yes, we have all timelines, time zones, ley lines, and grids, all consciousness and collective consciousness. Great, it's shifting. Right. Now, from when this transmission began, the energy was a bit stressed. Jangled. These are the jangled central nervous systems that have been holding this stuff. Right. Whoever would like to go to the very next level, do say, I'm ready. Are you? But just take a moment and breathe into it. Now, this is a biggie, because we are like sponges from the moment of birth. We literally absorb every frequency possible. We really do. And sometimes we don't know where the stuff's coming from, all that kind of holding on. And if people knew that every single aspect of your life has been interfered with by acquiescence or tacit consent, that means either not doing anything, using your free will, or having coercion forced upon you in some way, shape, or form. Now, who has that right to do that? Who has the right to interfere with your birth processes, your reproductive areas, right? This is every stage of a man's life and every stage of a woman's life, including menopause, has been hijacked and interfered with and experimented upon. So you can see why I am not the most popular demon resolver on earth. Not. So this is going to be the booster for your soul and every other soul that's connected to you by the law of one or of any spiritual unity consciousness law. Pardon me, going for the throat. What's new? Okay, let's go. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves of collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts that have been created by myself or others, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop and turn away and deplete others from light. Now really feel the strength of that. I'm going to be doing this 6 more times because 7 is what is needed. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts that have been created in me, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. Let's go. Deep breath in, folks. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousnesses, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts that have been created, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. Again, 4 more times, folks. Prep, breathe, and expel these energies from your physical, biological system and the energies of your soul. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, timelines, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts that have been created, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, culture, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts that have been created, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. Deep breath, frequencies getting higher. You're going to feel this as you breathe, clear the patterns out of your neural complex, out of your chakras. Don't chakra, say it all wrong. Out of your energy system, which operates on a multiversal level. Okay, I'm going to do twice more. As of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, default dormant impacts I've created, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. Right. It's the next level waiting to come through. Court of Equity, spiritual court of equity is full. And it's operating like one of those shelves. The first lot clears and there's a whole load behind it. Come on, don't be shy. You spent eons deceiving people. Don't be shy now. With one little woman on earth. Ay, Dios mío. Okay. Last one. All demonic entities that prevent the soul from doing what it came to do. Ancient beings that take over lineages and divert them on a path of destruction when they hold the pure light of the star ancestors. And we will shake out all frauds. And this is going out, being shown, is operating planet-wide through every single destructive action that has ever been foisted upon people, and they've been led along blindly. And this will include the toxicity removal again. Yes, I said that. But what we're doing is that we're removing the negative emotions. How can that be done? Lots of people say, because I've been doing this a very long time. And it can be done. There are no limits. So with great gusto, as of this day, I hereby decree, I rescind all negativity I anchor through myself and others in consciousness, previous selves, collective consciousness, universe, timelines, cultures, lineages, time zones, dimensions, Gaia, those living and dead. I revoke all setups, programs, conditioning, indoctrination, beliefs, brainwashing, unfinished business, triggers, defaults, dormant impacts I have created, mirrored, stolen, hijacked, borrowed, anchored, implemented, seeded doubt to stop, turn away and deplete others from light. In this lifetime and all other lifetimes, in this dimension and all other dimensions, in this universe and all other universes, all consciousness and collective consciousness, all timelines, time zones, ley lines, and grids. This healing includes beyond the bottom of the barrel. And they are chiefly involved in the implementation of suffering upon every soul ever existed, every ancestor ever existed, every culture. And what has happened is that the people that have experienced this at very unsafe levels are bonded to the intellect. to the demon. Yeah, that's okay. That's right, because those signatures are the patterns and the imprints, programs, dormant or activated. Now, what's happening in the spiritual court of equity? Great deal of peace. Prime creators, peace. So those that have implemented and led suffering on earth for every soul, now promoted a separate path for those that have initiated. Here we find fallen ones from the old stories. Here we find interdimensional experimenters. Oh, must include the watchers with those eyes. Can we bring you forward? "20 of them. They're angry. Get over it. Feel all swirling around. Now to the watchers that have interfered and the watcher of watchers. All those all-seeing eyes, Sauron versions. Look, GB is Mordor. Swirling around the bucks and exchange for value systems. Beep. So look, being cut off and divinely dejected. And I pray that you learn to become better beings, naughty children. Now, one of the comments is that these are designed to strengthen and inject all frequencies incoming, ones that you might have experienced from past life. Now, the esoteric eyes, let's deal with you. What they're saying is, I can't do this, all the, elitist reasons why Angela can't. And you're afraid of it. So we know that from Concordia experience. Now, this clearing will continue on for as long as it needs to remove from people and planet. Right, so that's going through. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. Give us a like. It helps us at the bottom of the depths of YouTube. And to the Google AI that is currently scanning every single word. Do you mind just sort of increasing awareness? But we have no control of that. We are programmed. Okay, we'll just share information. As this goes through, I would like to announce also I'm reinvigorating another channel. And it's called Source Frequency Healing. Now, do subscribe. And also, after this video is going out, I will give a little link down below, so we can expand a good way to help others on this path. And yes. Can you believe that? So look, what's happening is that we're utilising the extreme solar flares that are incoming and really utilising the great suns, the energies, and all that light that's incoming right now. That's great. Oh, great. Moving forwards, that's great. I'd like to hear that. Now, you can adopt this into your being. Move around your reality. Protect your energies. Anything incoming. Very good, good, good. Let's do that on a day-to-day level, because you are literally going to be wading through it, especially if you're in Britain. Do not consent to anything. Nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. Nope. But the biggest thing is like that you can never do in the UK is hitting where it hurts in the pocket. They only know where the money flows and where the paycheck's coming from. Your government does not give a shit about you, believe me. Your birth certificate is there, is your input code into their system to harvest as much energy as possible and accept the karmic fear that they've created. Meanwhile, overseas, you never know anything was going on. All we see is royal AIs, intelligence gathering, putting out information about how amazing the royal family is. You believe that? And how their relationships are, and how the goodies are good and the baddie royals are bad. That's it. It's all a damage limitation exercise and a PR exercise, because look, they are at the root of it. And I've been nagging in the background to all those souls that are connected to that, even if there are a soul or one soul, whatever they are in that lineage. And most people, no, not Will's. Look, Diana was one of them as well. But she carried more light and was lovable. Not all reptiles are bad or evil, not all. Just like other races. Duality everywhere. Let's have a look at this. Thanks, yeah, thanks. I've decided to do that, to share the intense heavy duty work, because everybody's ready. And right, we could just break through all of that in 3 seconds. How marvelous. Now, that is it. Now, 21st of December, solstice day, the light comes back. This really is the time to go within, clear out for the oncoming phase, because everything is going to be super rapid next year. I would recommend that you do not vote into that system. Make you feel better. As soon as you vote into it, you feel worse. You feel it in the collective. And look, it seems that the UK is reverting to, we want all immigrants out. Because people do not believe. The ancestral inhabitants of the UK don't believe. They're a bit angry, raging, I would say. But remember, your royals are with the people, apparently, but not of the people. Great, I'm so ready, and it shifted something like this. Thank you. That is it. You nailed it there. Look, most people are able to heal themselves and do the inner work. I help people to guide and just pick up on those things they might not have come into awareness due to the negative control. Now, this was going on way, 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 way back, hundreds of years ago, at the time of John Dee and the previous king that wrote Demonology. Really. And those borders were spread. He was a networker of the dark. And he brought through any old destructive crap and had no control of it. That's why his life went to crap. And he died at Mortlake, which is an area I lived near once. And it was disgusting, energetically. Anyway. So, lovely people. Do share, do leave a like to anyone that's ready. Now, we are coming at things from this higher level because it's what's needed. And it's the only way to have that greater self. The soul, the spirit project fully into the body extension, so you can continue on your spiritual. I think we're coming up to an hour. Look, to anyone else incoming, get AI to summarize for you, if it can. And you know, what makes me really pleased is that you will know that I cannot be replicated by AI. I'm an unknown variable, and it wouldn't comprehend my speech patterns, what I do, because it has no knowledge of it. So that it will all be fake. If you see anything weird, it'll be fake. Because they cannot out-weird me. In any shape. Yeah. Look, if there are any questions, send a note. Send a note via Concordia Consularis at Gmail and maintain contact. If you have any questions or want a problem resolved, bring it to the spiritual court and we will guide you through. I know, Sam, I know the system does fear me, those behind it, but they do not stop. I assure you, they do not stop. Well, then I'm relentless and infinite. And I will just keep on with all the power of menopause. Woohoo! Okay, lovely people. Te amo. Tu alma. But look, this is going to keep on going on in the background. I will post information below in the description about source frequency healing and the different angle. We're going to be taking a very personal angle with the spiritual healing. We're going into a different area and expanding in a very different way. We're going in with the full spiritualist energy defining frequency thing, more so than on here. Really, this is about resolution of issues that have externally affected you. We're going to more areas of relationships, interpersonal connections, karmic path, all of that. Source frequency healing. Do like and subscribe. I'm going to be making changes slowly but very surely to that. And yeah, so stay posted, and I will post from time to time, more so. Otherwise, we're on an island. Okay, to the lovely people, all of you that made it here now, remember, we've waited for this moment for many lifetimes. It's here. And don't believe anything your inner being rejects. Disconnect. Nope, not doing that. Don't let anybody force you into anything. So on that healthy note, love to all, and see you in the spirit world, no doubt.